When you're launching your products on Amazon, you want to make sure that you're set up properly for maximum money making potential. So in this video, I've got a great checklist that shows you how to do that. Now, if you like this kind of information where I'm helping you make money on Amazon right here in Australia, consider giving this video a thumbs up, and that way I will know that you want to see more information just like this. Or consider subscribe to my YouTube channel because I post brand new content just like this each and every day. If you've got any questions for me, you know what to do with those, leave them below and I'll answer them personally for you. All right, let's get into it. Neil, give us the best marketing advice in 2 minutes, not possible, regarding the do's and don'ts of launching a product onto Amazon Australia. Okay, so let's see if we can at least cover off some ideas for that so that you can get some ideas about how you could launch a wholesale product onto Amazon. It's something I've talked about before, but let's go a little bit deeper into it and think it through so we've got the maximum possible potential of launching a wholesale product onto Amazon. So I'm going to make a distinction now. So the distinction is this. If I am looking to private label a product, I treat a launch differently. If I'm looking to wholesale a product for the short term, I treat a launch differently because I've got a different goal that I'm going for. If I look to wholesale a product with the view of testing multiple different wholesale ideas so that I can then see what sells and private label it, again, I treat a launch differently. And you should too. You should too, because everything has to be contingent upon where you're trying to get to. So, with that being said, here's how I would approach this. So the first thing to recognize is preparation is key. For doing any launch, this applies for anything, preparation is key. And we're going to talk about Amazon Australia specifically. So on Amazon, on all Amazon websites, you get a quote unquote honeymoon when your listing first goes live. Okay, there's actually a way that you can engineer a new honeymoon, but that's a conversation, it's a much more advanced strategy. That's the sort of thing I'd put in my inner circle. Blatant sales pitch for Neil's inner circle. That's the sort of thing I put into my inner circle. Those people in my inner circle will know that that's the sort of thing we discuss. Anyway, so you can put up a product onto Amazon, and what Amazon will do is they will test things out for you. Amazon is incredible testers of different ideas, and they'll test things out for you. And what that looks like, so we're on a very, very competitive search here, vitamin C serum for face, and you can see that the majority of the organic listings, so quick little bit of terminology there, anything what says sponsored on it, sponsored like that, oops, it says highlighting everything. You can see the sponsored over there, that's PPC. Underneath PPC, this is all organic, meaning they didn't pay to be there directly through PPC. They paid to be there by using SEO strategies, okay? Different thing. Anyway, so when you put your new product onto Amazon, Amazon will test out putting you in different places to see what happens. And that's the sort of reason why this product over here has only got 4 reviewers and yet is competing with products that have got 34,000 reviews, 74,000 reviews, okay? It's because Amazon, when you first list something on Amazon, Amazon will test things out for you, that Amazon honeymoon, to see what's happening, okay? Like, look at that, 1 review. Why is that there? Well, it's a new product. Amazon's just testing it out just to see how it fits in, okay? That period of time lasts for 1 week, okay? Amazon tends to work in 1 week increments. So, well, that's kind of interesting. Now we know that little piece of information. We can use that to our advantage for a launch. And so here's how you would use that for a launch. When you are at the point where you're almost ready to hit go and put your product live on Amazon, you're now thinking, once it goes live, I've got 7 days to start making some sales. So the more sales I make during that 7-day period, the more likely I am to rank on page 1 for the Amazon search result for any given search that you're targeting, okay? And the more that you do that, of course, the more sales and money you will make. So you need to prepare for your launch. The way you prepare for a launch is this. You want to make sure that you've got in Australia, and this is going to be completely contingent upon the niche that you're going into, but in my experience, at least 5 reviews gets you in the game in Australia. In the USA, it's more like 30 reviews, but here in Australia, it's like 5 reviews gets you into the game. Okay, so you want to have engineered before you go live reviewers ready to buy your product and leave a review for you. Okay, you want to engineer that so that it's ready to go. So when you go live, bada boom, bada bing, you're off and running to the races. And you can start getting some reviews for your product, which of course will then mean other people will buy your product, which of course then means you're more likely to stick on page 1 and thus make more money. So you definitely want to engineer that into it. You also, as soon as you have that, and think of this as like a sequence of events, as soon as you have that put in place, you also want to be ready to go with an Amazon PPC campaign. Without a shadow of a doubt, the simplest way to get onto page 1 of Amazon is simply to pay to be there, okay, with Amazon PPC. And that brings us to a very, very interesting discussion about search terms and what particular thing to go looking for a search term. But let's suppose that you were interested in this. Unusual gifts for men. I think that was a correct search term, wasn't it? Unusual gifts for men. Okay, well, now let's have a look at this page and see what's ranking here. Here's what we're going to go after. Well, we know now, look at what they all are. Books, kind of, I don't know if I like any of that kind of stuff. They're all of a similar ilk if I go searching for that. That's interesting. Maybe we've stumbled onto something inadvertently. Anyway, so most of these are books. So that tells us that, well, that's a kind of interesting thing, that there's probably a bit of an opportunity there. Because the things what are also on here, well, that's got 0 reviews, that's got 0 reviews, that's got 1 review. Ladies and gentle germs. And most of the other stuff is books. So, twere that me, I would see that as an opportunity, simply because most things on that page are books. And I may not want to buy a book for my mate. I just may want to buy some kind of quirky, unusual gift for them, okay? And so that, I think, is an opportunity. Anyway, let's not get down that particular rabbit hole. So we know that we've got 7 days to start making some sales. We know that Amazon during that first 7-day period is going to test putting us onto page 1 and to see how we sell. And we know that the more reviews we have, the more likely somebody is to actually take a chance and buy our product. So we can engineer all of those different steps to mean that when we do go live, we're ready to go live. We've got some reviews ready and waiting in the bag. Basically, first day, we're going to go and get some reviews. And we're only going to get 5 reviews. We're not going to go mental and get 50 reviews. We're just going to get 5 reviews. That's not really enough to get you onto any kind of radar. I should be saying radishes, shouldn't I? That's not enough to get you onto any kind of radar. You ought to be safe with that. So that's how I would approach that if I were in your shoes. And certainly, looking at this particular page and seeing what's here, I would absolutely be thinking to myself, well, I can come up with at least something that is a different kind of unusual gift for men, because 80% of the things on here are books. I'd certainly have a look at that. So there you go. Hello there, this is Neil Asher from the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. We are the largest community of Amazon entrepreneurs right here in Australia. Over 2,500 members and growing with sales of over $50 million. If you'd like to find out more about what we do and how we can help you build your own money-making business on Amazon, get yourself off to www.aussieonlineentrepreneurs.com.au and I'll see you in there.